Hello everybody, this is Glenda and Buster with aka GK Fralin of Friendly Community. And our friendly community welcomes you. Tonight, or today, I'm going to speak a little about what happened last night here in Weimar. And across a lot of the state. Anyway, we'll show you. Before we get started with everything else, after last night, that bullfinch and its tweets, I'm glad for that intro because he is so relaxing and relieves kind of some stress, don't he? Yeah, I was scared last night. I was scared last night. Oh, don't let that happen again. Well, Buster, it's not up to me, but they're beginning to wonder what we're talking about. You'll see. Well, today's a bit of a different day. We had tornado warnings last night. And I do have some footage of that I put on Facebook and Instagram, but it's from my phone. So I was able to download it from Facebook so that I can use it on here. But we had some nasty hail. I don't know, we didn't get a tornado here. There were a few, but I think one they said touched down for just a second or momentarily and then went back up. Others that were spotted didn't actually touch down. I think one, as far as I know, one barn roof was demolished. As I haven't heard of any injuries, a lot of tree damage. I do not know how much more is damaged. I know it was intense as far as the hail. So I looked out at the van. The funny thing about our van is it's hard to tell if there's any damage because the darn thing is so rusted. It's so old and rusted that it's just hard to tell. I didn't see any broken windows on it. Joe's new car. I don't know. He took it to work. So we'll find out how many dents it got when he gets home. Because, oh man, that hail was hard hitting and big. It was like golf ball size. So Joe brought some in and showed it to me. My granddaughter got a picture of it, and we usually don't get the big hail. Doesn't mean we can't, just means we haven't that much. And when we do, when we do get hail, generally it isn't like that intense. But you will see, I'll show you now that video, and you'll see just how intense it was.
Hearing right now is we are in a tornado warning. I'm in the hall, got my cover ready here. Right now you're hearing a lot of hail and static from the radio. Be covered. We're in Weimar, Nebraska. Thank you.
That just kind of brought it back. Yeah, even the video scared me. Anyway, so you can see I'm a little droopy-eyed today. I don't sleep well at all because there was still thunderstorm watches and stuff remaining. And after we'd been through that, I don't think I went to sleep until maybe 4 o'clock. And I woke up and I uploaded today's vlog. Yeah. And then I fell back to sleep and woke up about noon, but I am just, and there's still some thunderstorms. I don't know, they could be scattered, but we are in I think we are now in, because Tornado Alley here. We were probably very close to it before, if not in it, because this area does get tornadoes. They aren't generally, as far as the Tornado Alley, they're not generally as damaging and deadly as what we've heard on the news from Oklahoma City and Wichita. But it kind of comes up through Texas, then through, Oklahoma, and Kansas, and Missouri, and Nebraska, just kind of, I think part of Nebraska now, Iowa, and just that's where the most intense history, recent history of tornadoes have been. So that's why they call it Tornado Alley. And they've just, I think they just moved it or expanded it a little bit. Don't be fooled though. Tornadoes can happen anywhere. For some reason, we have more of the kind of climate in this particular swath that is conducive to tornadoes and thunderstorms. But don't be fooled. And generally, this is what we call tornado season. And this was the first warning. There will be, I'm sure, probably be more. Some years there's more than others. So the thing I guess you could see, I was actually in the interior hall. That is one place that would be considered a good place, not especially the safest, but a good place to shelter. I didn't get to the basement because by the time I got on my oxygen machine, the small one, I was just too exhausted to get to the basement. And I was just huffing. And so we decided to go into the hall. And so anyway, but I did have something to cover my head with, and I would also have covered my head with my arms. Now they say get down as close to the floor or lowest spot you can. I'm not getting on the floor because it's almost impossible for me to get back up. I don't know if that's a good idea or not, but last year there was one where we did go to the basement. That thing last night, originally it was for like 15 minutes and then they extended it 2 or 3 times. And finally, for Wymore, we cleared out about 8:15. And then Pawnee and County and those east of us were in it. But it was through Kansas and Nebraska, southeast Nebraska, and there were more building up, so I really didn't go to sleep. And I don't know, like I said, there's more scheduled. They don't schedule them, they try to predict them. But anyway, so what do you think, Buster? I think I'm tired just listening to all this. Just being scared makes me tired. So I hope you guys take care of yourselves. If there's ever a tornado warning, don't chance it. It's not worth it. No, it's not, because we were very fortunate last night, and most of the time we are. But back in '96, there was a tornado that ripped a lot of Beatrice apart. And in 99 or 2000, I think it was 2000, there was one that went through a little town called Virginia. And it took one family's, pretty much just came right down on top of one family's house, and they did escape, but the town was torn up. And a lot of the farmers, they were without water, electricity. A lot of the farmers were having to find ways to get water to their cattle, because it had been a long time since they'd had a tornado or anything that, like that. So they had sold their generators, their auxiliary generators, and of course there was a run on generators. And then, a few years later, there was some nasty, some of the worst I've seen, that cut through, like Plymouth, pretty much all of Saline County, which is west and goes kind of north of us a bit. Anyway, it cut through there. It almost got to Hallam. Well, actually, it did, but there is a nuclear power plant near Hallam, and that's where a lot of the people who work there live. And but it destroyed Hallam. Didn't damage the nuclear power plant. And we have got the best safety factors and stuff on those power plants that I think anywhere. I mean, they are so, the flood, and we had that really huge flood a few years ago with the Missouri, and they were afraid that it would get to the power plant over, I don't know what they named that one, but it's over near the Missouri River. But they built it up on a berm. They built it up pretty good. And, it surrounded the area. It did not get into the plant at all. Because, they're pretty smart when they put those in here. And it doesn't mean something can't happen, but they're pretty darned good crews. Well trained. Very well trained. So I don't really worry about those, because it supplies energy to most of Nebraska. I know, we're getting wind energy now too, but as I was trying to get across, tornadoes can happen any time of the year. The seasons for the most known tornadoes, or the most that we've seen, have been spring and fall. But the intensity in the fall used to be not considered to be very intense, but that's changed, and you just don't ever miscalculate a tornado. We're going to say goodbye. I think I'm going to try and take another nap, because if this stuff starts up again tonight, I need to be awake. So we'll see you later. Love you guys. Take care of yourselves. As you can see, I did. I took care of myself last night. So anyway, love you. Love you guys. I'll be okay. He will. Oh, that's starting to become sweet. See you tomorrow. I was able to